So after 1 week, how much he made a, how much he made up, how much he make money off you? Yeah, $16, because you take what? You take 800 times 2% times 1, right? Which is, so because you take 800 times 2%, which is 0.02, times 1, which is $16. After 2 weeks, how much he made off you? 32, right? You can double the 16, or just I'm going to follow the formula for the sake of the formula. 800 times 2% again, this time second week, so $32, and so on and so forth. All the way, say it took you 10 weeks to pay him off. So how much he made off you? Yeah, very interesting. So whatever I get you. So that's simple interest. Right? I is being the interest earned. P is the principal. R is rate and T is time. Now here my example, time in week, but for all the formula, all the money formula, T will be always year. Okay, always year, not week, not month, year. So remember that. This one will be in year. Always. Well, he made $160 off you after 10 weeks, but after 10 weeks, what is the total amount you have to pay him? Yeah, plus 800 you borrowed him initially, right? So 800 plus 160, which is 960. That's where the accumulative accumulated amount formula come from. So because let me start out like this. A equal 800 is the principal, yes. P, right? What is 160? What letter represent? Well, not R, not T, not P, so I, right? It's just deduction, deduction analysis. So I, that's I. And then you rewrite I is PRT. And then you factor out T, you got the formula. It's nothing fancy there, it's just simple stuff. Again, you don't have to remember this. I'll give it to you on the exam. So the simple interest, this is the function of T. You don't know how long it's going to take you to pay them off, but you know how much you borrow from them. You know how much he charged you, how many percent he charge you. So everything is constant except for what? T and A, right? So it's like Y and X. So it's a function of T, where P is your y-intercept, and your slope will be what? P times R, right? So it's just a linear function, just good old linear function. Simple interest. Let's take a look at the example. A bank pays simple interest at the rate of 9% per year for certain deposits. If a customer deposits 12 Rand and make no withdrawal for 4 years, what is the total amount deposited at the end of 4 years? What is the interest earned at the period of time? So 2 questions they ask you here. The first one is the total amount. Let me make it bigger. The total amount. And then the second one is what? The interest earned. So 2 formulas. The total amount, you use this formula for accumulative amount. A equal P times quantity of 1 plus RT. What is my principal? Yeah, 12 Rand. Principal is how much you have initially. 1 plus rate is 0.09. Make sure you change it into decimals. If you don't, then your answer will be very large. Simple one, 12,000, 1 plus 0.09 times 4. I got 16,320. Is that what you have? Make sure you put a dollar sign to indicate US dollar. No, not yet. Still in simple interest. Right here. I always put the objective on top of my content. Not done yet. One more. All right. How much you make? How much you make? He or whatever. How much a customer make? How much he or she earn? Yeah, you subtract, right? You take whatever the total is, subtract the initial amount, $4,320. Or you can use a formula, right? But let's use the formula because we might as well practice in it. So interest earned I equal PRT, which is 12,000 times 0.09 times 4 years, which is 4,320. You can check with your calculator. Don't forget your money, the dollar sign. On the exam, I do count for point for that one. If you give me just 4,000 something, it doesn't make any sense. What is it? Yay, ruby, dollars, right? Any questions? So far, so good. Not too bad. This one, T-bill. Does anyone know what a T-bill is? Maybe you can ask your parents. Maybe they probably bought one for you, or grandparents. T-bill is one of the U.S. bonds. There are 3 types: the bills, the bonds, and notes. So T-bill is, well, T stands for Treasury. Treasury bill is a short-term investment. It's risk-free, well, at least 99.9% of it. It's not like stock. Discount rate, what, say for example, you buy 9,500 worth of bill, and at the end of the year, after 1 year, your bill mature. The U.S. government gonna pay you 9,500 plus 500 for the interest. So it's like risk-free. Kind of like it's a good way to fight inflation. Bonds and notes are long term. I think that require like 10 years to 30 years to mature. Assuming that you don't make no withdrawal. It doesn't give you much but if you wanna find a safe way to save your, to invest your money, there's nothing more solid than government-backed security. Always guaranteed returns. Small, but bless you. Anyway, this problem. Suppose Tammy buys a 26-week T-bill with maturity value of 1,000. She paid 9,700. Oh, it should be 10,000. Sorry, it should be 10,000. Doesn't make any sense. I think the denomination is 4,000, 5,000, 10,000. If she paid 9,700 for the T-bill, what will be the rate of the return? So they're asking for what letter here? R. So they want R. Right. By the way, that 9,700, that's called discount rate. And it's changed. Now it's a good time to buy T-bill or T-bonds because the Fed tried to fight inflation. And long story short, usually you have better discount rate. You can get it for like 8,500, 9,000. So that time to buy it. Maybe you tell your granddad, like, I want my birthday present to be that. It's a good thing. It's grow. All right. So let's plug it in. What formula do I use? There are 2 of them. By the way, that will be your problem. I will give you a list of formula. You have to choose. You gotta know which one to pick. Which one should I use? Should I use the A one or the I one? Okay, the I one, I need what? I need principal. Do I have principal? How much do you pay initially? Yes, I do have principal. I want R. Do I have time though? Yeah, right there. For T-bill is maturity is, by the way, what I say T is always in year, right? So at least 1 year. How many weeks in 1 year? Very good, 52. So 26 week will be what of year? Yeah, half of year. So you have to change, you're gonna change that back. So 0.5 year. Right. And then you plug it in. I equal PRT. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. You know what? My bad. Hang on. Bad formula. I take it back. I cannot choose this formula. Can someone tell me why I cannot choose it? We don't have I. So go to a different one. Well, the other one would be what? Yeah, A. That's okay. When you write it out, you stuck. You go back to the different one. I have principal. I have T. This is the accumulated amount after 1 year, which is 10,000. Right? What was the question you asked me? Well, you have to have everything except for the variable. So if you're stuck, you just don't use it and use a different one. Put 5 there. It's just linear equation. You don't have to solve for that. Distribute this 9,700 plus 97 divided by 2 for 850 R. Subtract 9,700 both sides. So 300 here for 850 R, divide both sides by 4850. What you have? What do you have? What do you have? I have 0.0. Let's round it into 4 decimal places. 0.0619. And then you want to convert it into percentage. It's going to be 6.19%. Just multiply by 100. On the exam, if I ask you if I ask you for the rate, you're supposed to round it back to percentage. Right, next time your birthday, say, Papa, I want $1,000 bill. Especially of you, when grandparents or parents bought that for you, they should tell you. All right, compound interest and continuous compound interest now is compounding. Do you guys remember the commercial I showed you with the domino over time? I couldn't find it anymore, but this is why rich people getting richer, right? In contract with the simple interest, say, let me go back here. Every week he make off $16 off you. That's it. Now compound interest is different. The first week for compound interest is the same as simple interest. But the second week is what he's gonna do is he's gonna take $16 added to the principal now is 2% of 860 now. And the interest earned will be more than $100. And you keep doing that, you're gonna take the whatever interest earned in the second week, add it to the third one, and then multiply by 2% again. So maybe you want to show me that formula. So for the compound interest, you put your interest into your principal and you make money off it. That's why rich people get richer, because they got money. Right? One thing, especially stock, that's how stock work. If your stock rise, it's called bull market. Right? You make some money off your principal, then they put that money in your stock and then keep investing in it. Right? So it's keep growing compoundedly. What function? Do you can remember what kind of graph compound problem have? What graph that we've been learning? What's it called? The two types, there's one going down, there's one going up. Exponential growth, right? Exponential growth is a very powerful one. Up here is the linear. Linear is all right. But exponential growth, they grow really fast at certain point. At certain point, they're gonna way past that linear function. So in terms of math, let me explain it to you in terms of how do you come up with the two formula, or at least one of them, right? So you start out with which one? First year is A times P plus quantity of 1 plus RT. R is the rate of compounding yearly, or sometimes they call it annually. If it's yearly, then T equal what? 1. So can I just say, put R instead of just carrying T with me? Because just one time R is still off, right? So with 2, remember what your cousin do. He take what? He take whatever money off you make out of you, which is A1, and he keep putting the formula. Now we count it with 1 plus RT, R here. So let me highlight some stuff here. This is A1. And what A2 do is you put A1 for the principal and multiply with the formula. A1 is this. 1 plus R times 1 plus R is 1 plus R squared. So that will be my A2. I'll do in blue, green. So that's my A2. Right? A3 is what? A3 is you take the whatever you made of A2 and multiply by 1 plus R again. And A2 is that times 1 plus R, 1 plus R squared times 1 plus R and 1 plus R cubed. So that will be my A3. And go on and on. Till you what? Till Tth year. Tth year. So you see the formula? First year to the first power, second year to second squared, third year cubed. So T will be what? T. Now the thing is that this formula is meaning what you compound how many times per year? Once a year. Yearly, you compound once a year. In reality, it's not the case. Usually they compound if it's semi-annually, twice a year. If it's quarterly, it'll be 4 times a year. Monthly will be what? 12 daily. But you know what? Back in the day, they count as 360. They just give themselves five days in this holiday. The reason being is that because they don't have like a certificate calculator or computer like nowadays, so they do everything by hand. So it's easier for you to multiply things with 360 than 365. And the bank keeping that. They're not changing it, even though they have all that technology to do it. Because they make off money, right? At 5 days, they keep it to themselves. So N is the number of compounding a year. Say you compound twice a year, semi-annually, N is 2. So that rate here is going to be replaced with rate divided by the number of compounding years. If you divide it by N, well, they have to make it up for you somehow. They multiply the N back with T here in the top. So that's where the formula of compound interest comes from. It's derived from this simple interest with a little bit twisted. Without I don't want to bore you, so I'm just gonna say long story short, that's your continuous compound interest. I don't want to prove it to you because it's not on your exam. On your exam would be story problem, but you use the formula. It's applied class, it's not pure math class per se. So continuous compound interest is had this formula. A equal PERT. I call it PERT. P is principal, E is what you have in your calculator. R rate T time here. Now, they control this formula. What's different between compound interest and continuous compound? Can someone answer me that question? What's the difference between the two? Just in the sense that you understand it. Huh? Okay, well, the math is similar-ish. If I give you the proof, it's very similar. It's just change it one time, change it a little bit, and then it's becoming one is compound, and the other is continuous. You gotta understand what compound means. What does compound mean? Yeah, you remember your cousin say if he know the compound formula is better than the simple interest, how many times he compounding? How many times? 10 times, right? That's compounding meaning. How many times you put your interest into the principal and you make money off it. Now for compound formula, say you compound quarterly. So basically every quarter, the bank will so the bank will total your amount, and then whatever total you have, they use it to multiply with another formula. Does that make sense? They compound it. For continuous compound interest, what they do every second or milliseconds, never stop. So you say, oh, Mimi, that's better. Right? I want to do the second formula. The thing is, because the E right there is control how much they can pay you. Even though you compound it continuously versus like 4 times, 12 times, 365 times, those are finite. This is infinitely many times. That's the difference. It's finite. But you don't make much. You don't make much because of that E. It's control how much you make. Oh, anyway, so here is the explanation of each letter mean. You know APRT. Now N is the number of compounding per year. In the book, they give you extra variables. I think they use M and I and N. Too many variables. I just reduce it. It's the same formula. I make it easier for you to understand. All right. All right, this one. You tell me, which one do I use? Like I said, your problem is to be able to pick the right formula. Which formula do I use? First one is the compound one, right? Finite compound. The second one is, yeah, that's the hint, right? Whenever you see here continuous, perfect. So let's do that. Why don't you guys do that, and I'll walk around, see how you compute. Raised. All you do is look at the number. Oh, if it daily, what's N equal? Yeah, 5. That's how you do it. have the answer yet? Pre-P is 8,000, right? 1 plus R is 0.06. Don't forget to change it. N is 365 to the 365 times 5 years. Show you how to do this. Clear that. Clear that. 8,000. Parenthesis 1 plus. You want fraction, so alpha frac. 0.06. And then down there, 365. Raise to the little funny hat. 365. You don't want a time, you can do parenthesis times 5. I got 10,798. And you always route it to the nearest cent, so 60 cents. 10,798. Is that what you have? All right, if you do, give yourself a bonus check mark. I forgot what the number. What was the number? 10 what? 798. I have very, very bad short-term memory. 798, 60. Uh-oh. And then PERT. 8,000 again. This time leave E as E. Okay, do not replace E with 2.72. 0.0 to the 0.06 times 5. What you have? If you do second ln, it'll give you E to the some power. 0.06 and then 5. Same 10,798. This time a little bit better than 87 cents. See what I meant? Even though you keep doing it infinitely many times, it's not much of this finite times. The bank always wins. Even if you do badly, the government will buy them out, right? Does anyone here do for finance? Go for finance? Finance? Anybody else? Like account, finance, something like that? Account? Very good. Good for you. Don't do what I do. If you value your money, don't do what I do. We don't make much. At least start now. We do because we love it. It's passion. All right. But again, money's not everything, right? All right. How much money should be deposited in a bank paying interest at the rate 6% per year, compound monthly? So if I was you, I'll highlight things that so compound monthlies mean n equal 12, right? By the way, you notice that the second formula does not have n. So if you see n, you know that you're not going to use PERT. So that the end of 3 years, the accumulated amount will be 20,000. What they want? What do they want? Yes, they want P, right? Because this is R. Just highlight things here. It's just reduction. These are. This is my A. Right? That's how much I make at the end. Well, what missing is this one is T. So the letter missing is A. I'm sorry, P. Right? So it must be P. And like I said, you know what formula to use. It's compound finitely many times. It's going to be the long one. A is 20,000. P is what we're looking for. 1 plus R is 0.06. n is 12 to the 12 times 3. Why don't you compute that? Solve P. Tell me what T is. It's not hard. I just finished writing your exam last night. Going to be 9 question plus 1 for bonus. Bonus question is hard. I'll be surprised if you be able to do it. Well, good for you. It's more like logical thinking. But it's not important. It's bonus, right? You can't hurt. I'll tell you what you expect on the exam. Okay. First of all, it's very knowing me, it's very similar to what practice exam. But one of the problems might be not. I'll tell you which one, and I'll tell you where to study. It's a story problem, so that's why I'm telling you. If it's not a story problem, I'm not telling you, but I feel bad. What you guys have? Yeah, sounds right, right? It has to be less than 20,000, right? If it's more than, there's something wrong. So how do you do it? Tell me how you do it. Library. Stuff. I thought I want to show you something funny. Oops. So how do you do it? Ashley, you want to tell me how you do it? How you come up with 16 something? It's the right answer. So it's all right. It's all right. 16. Yeah. So if I was you, I'll take care of this first, right? It's just some numbers. Just put in your calculator, right? Yes, absolutely. If you got a right answer, let me write out the answer at the end. Then give yourself a bonus check mark. Because like the bank, I'm controlling that. The formula I'm plugging in is level off, like logistic. Whatever you have, it's gonna level off it somehow, right? But good for you. Yeah, if the more you have, the better chance you have the maximum amount. What I'm doing here, well, can you somebody read me that one plus something, 1 plus 506 12 raised to the 12. Is it 3 years? Okay, thank you. All right, I'm gonna store in X. I'm gonna store it because I need the whole thing. I'm gonna store in X. So 1.19668. I'll just write down here just because 20,000 equal 1.19668 something, or P here, right? Divide both side by 1.19668 something, both sides. On the right hand side, that's cancel, right? On the left hand side, you take 20,000 divided by X is $16,712. How many cents? Nearest. Oh, all right. That's the correct answer. How do I round to the nearest cent? How many cents? Yeah, so No. Cent. Or the last two behind the decimal. 90. Garage to the nearest cent. So 16712. Okay. All right. Makes sense because it should be smaller than the cumulative amount. Well, I see what people most make mistake on the exam is they forgot to change the 6%, and they have really large number. All right. Let me entertain you a little bit. During the last weekend, my phone notification sent me this. Maybe I'll share it with you. It's kind of funny. It's actually around near my house too. Got it. Who stole the mailbox? I'm sorry, I took your mailbox. I needed one and it's just the right size. I feel sorry for the person. Like, who stole your mailbox, man? It just uproot the whole thing or just the top? It's kind of funny. I just thought it funny. I want to share with you. All right, back to math. Oop, I don't want to leave. Share. All right, one last one, and then we'll call it a day because that's how I stop in the morning. Effective rate of interest. So here, this problem, I forgot what it's saying in the book. I forgot what the purpose of the effective rate. Oh, this is the annual percentage yields. Yes, your APR, annual percentage rate. Remember if you have a bill, the APR, so you have bills, you know. So that's your APR. If you have some sort of finance paperwork, you should see APR, and that is our rate of effective rate of interest. Anyway, let me start out with the equation. So here is your ultimate formula, which is remember. So I claim that this equation is equal this equation when what? Equal when what? It doesn't look equal to me. Like there's no difference. How are they equal? When I say they're equal, because what happened if you let something equal, if you give a little restriction, then it will be equal to. You feel the way around n equals 1, but n equals 1, right? Just all over 1 is just r, and then n 1 times t is t. So when n is 1, it's equal when n is 1. Very good. Well, a check mark for you, for both of you. So n is 1. Oops, sorry. What happened? N is 1. Froze. There we go. All right, so we established they equal. Now I'm gonna let t equal 1. Now the second one I'm gonna let t equal. It's equal. It's equal. Now I'm gonna let t equal 1. So it's reduced to this. Right? From that reduced to this. I want to solve for this r. What do I do both sides? This is my effective rate, REFF. I want to solve for that little r. What do I do both sides? No, I wouldn't do it. Actually, if anything, I'll get rid of it. Yeah, right. P. Very good. Bonus check mark for you. I don't always say that. Just give yourself one. So divide both sides by P. So that's cancel. And then you have 1 plus R equal 1 quantity of 1 plus R over N to the N. I want to solve for R. What do I do? Yeah, subtract 1 both sides. So that you have this formula right there. See, they don't come out of nowhere. This math people are good at generating formula. They have one formula and they generate like 10 of them. Okay, so let's do this one and then we'll call it a day. Find the effective rate of interest corresponding to the nominal rate of 5.5% per year, compounding annually, semi-annually, quarterly, and monthly. We're gonna use calculator, but before that, let me draw a little table so that we can fill it in. So I want what? I want annually. What else? Semi-annually, quarterly, and then last monthly. Okay. So here's N is number of due compounding. And then the formula. What formula should I use? I'm sorry, that's right there. My bad. I was thinking continuously compounding. REFF equal 1 plus R over N to the N minus 1. Now, if it annually, then N equal 1. Semi-annually, 2 quarterly, 4 monthly. These kind of things you're supposed to know. I'm not giving you an exam. And then you plug in the formula. You know rate, which is 5.5%. You know N, just plug in N. I'm gonna use calculator. I'll show you how to do this. So first, I want you to go to Y equal. Whatever you have there, figure it out. And plug in your formula. 1 plus fraction, alpha frac. 5.5%, how would I change it into decimals? 0.055, right? You know, you can just divide it by 100. N is X, because N is gonna change. I'm just gonna say X, I'm gonna put X, change. To the N to the X, oops, no, raised to the X, not times. Minus 1 and then go down, minus 1. Everybody have that? And then go to tables, second graph the table. Right there, I'm luckily in the morning I did it. So when N equal 1 or X equal 1, it's the same rate, which just makes sense, right? It's first year, no, nothing changed. So 0.055. And then the second year will be what? Let's round it to 4 decimal places. So let me do this. Oh, you know, let me do, I'm gonna take a picture because I don't want to go back and forth. So I can see. All right, good. So the phone is a calculator, but it's not up to me on the exam, because I know how to lock it so that you don't text on. As long as you show me how long you're on it, I know how long you're on it, so you don't text and stuff. But my colleagues not very fancy with the idea. My picture, where is it? The first one is 0.055. And again, I do want you to change it into percentage, okay? If I ask you for rate. The second one is 0.055. 0.58. So 5.58%. And then if you compound 4 times a year, it's 0.0561. So 5.61%. And lastly, 0.0564. So 5.64%. All right, so the last two we're gonna finish on Wednesday. For your exam, what you noted, well, you're supposed to do your homework too, but for section 3.3, is it 3.3? Is the decay and grow one? Yes, 3.3. You're gonna have something like that on the exam. I would suggest you look at your homework and look at my lecture notes for the decay. Oh yeah, it was. But this is 3.3. It will be also on your exam, right? And you have one question like that on the exam. One of these. Similar. It's gonna be decay question. So you want to take the example. And there's the one on your homework too, which is very important. 3.3. I think so. Yeah, that's the hardest one though. That's what I'm telling you. The rest is very easy.
You're gonna send us
The solution?
no, what's gonna be the exam, right? A section.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Last announcement. Go to your announcement. Yep. Yes. Do you guys want to do Kahoot? Yeah. All right. We do Kahoot. It's just more work for me. But yeah, we do Kahoot. I can use it again next year. Yeah. See ya. Yeah, thank you. See you.
Like, how do I know when to give myself a bonus check mark and when not to?
Oh, when you got the right answer. If I ask you a question, you got the right answer.
Okay.
You just have on a check mark.
Okay. I
And
didn't want to
another
just.
case is that when I ask you what answer you have and you have the right answer, just
Okay. I didn't want to just start like tossing points out there and then like taking it away.
whichever you got it right.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
See you. For me, if I was a student,
So that I want to do like parentheses, 6. And then multiply that by, well, no, you have to multiply it still on the top. Oh my god, yeah. No, it's okay. So 10,000. Okay, so that's kind of like the all the
Yeah,
parts
okay,
of
and
what's
it was
going
just
on there.
there, it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lexi. I'm gonna send out email to both classes.
Okay.
Just to remind you that, because the
Yeah.
other classes don't know you much, but
Uh-huh.
sometimes they forgot.
Yeah, I usually get some people from those other classes, yeah.
Thank you.
Alright.
I'll see you.